Hello everyone, and welcome back to our financial storytelling corner. Today, I want to tell you a story about a character in the American stock market who has been making a lot of noise lately. Let us imagine a guy named Lumen. In the past, you might have known this guy by his old name, CenturyLink. Back then, he was like the neighborhood plumber or the utility worker who came to fix your landline phone. He dealt with old copper wires and traditional internet connections. His business was humming along, but let us be honest, it was slowly fading away because times were changing. Everyone was cutting the cord and moving to wireless, leaving poor old Lumen with a lot of rusty pipes and a mountain of debt. His stock price was in the gutter, and many people whispered that he was a dinosaur waiting for extinction. But then, suddenly, in the middle of 2024, Lumen walked out of a phone booth like Superman. He underwent a complete makeover. He stopped calling himself the old utility guy and announced to the world that he is now the architect of the artificial intelligence era. Sounds fancy, right? The story started getting really spicy when Lumen signed some massive deals with tech giants like Microsoft and Google. You see, artificial intelligence is hungry. It eats data for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that data needs to travel at lightning speed between massive data centers. It just so happens that our friend Lumen is sitting on a massive network of fiber optic cables, like a secret underground superhighway system he built years ago. So investors went absolutely wild. They thought, oh my goodness, this is it. This is the hidden treasure we have been looking for. The price of Lumen stock, ticker symbol LUMN, went from being worth pennies to skyrocketing. It tripled, even quadrupled in value in a very short time. Everyone was cheering for him like a quarterback who just threw a winning touchdown after being injured for 3 seasons. But, as with any wild party, eventually the music has to stop, or at least someone has to turn the lights on. Recently, some financial analysts, who are basically the party police of Wall Street, walked into the room. They tapped everyone on the shoulder and said, "Hey guys, calm down. It looks like Lumen is getting a little too expensive for what he's actually worth." Why would they say that? This is where our story enters the dramatic courtroom scene. I call this the trial of hope. There are 2 main reasons why people are starting to side-eye our friend Lumen. First, there's the problem of the heavy backpack. Even though Lumen has these shiny new contracts with Microsoft, he's still carrying a massive backpack full of debt from his past life. We're talking about billions of dollars here. The experts are worried that the money he makes from these new AI deals might just be enough to pay the interest on his credit cards, so to speak, rather than actually making him rich. It's like winning $1,000 on a scratch-off ticket, but you still owe the bank $10,000. You're happy, but you're not exactly free. The second problem is what I call the leaky bucket. While Lumen is trying very hard to pivot to this sexy new fiber optic business for AI, a huge chunk of his income still comes from those old, dying services. You know, landline phones and slow copper internet that nobody wants anymore. The revenue from that old business is disappearing faster than the new AI business can grow. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with a hose, but there's a hole in the bottom of the bucket. You're pouring water in, but it's leaking out just as fast. Because of this, after that crazy rally where the stock price shot up, Lumen has now been slapped with the label of being overvalued. This means the price people are paying for a slice of the company is higher than the reality of the business justifies. The market is buying the dream, not the reality. Analysts are now putting Lumen on the scale. They are saying that all this hope about Lumen being the backbone of the AI revolution needs to be proven. It is no longer time for dreaming. It is time for Lumen to show the receipts. Can he actually turn those fiber cables into cold hard cash fast enough to fix his debt and plug the leaks? Or was this just a temporary sugar rush? That is the big question. On one side, you have the optimists who think Lumen is a diamond covered in dust. On the other side, you have the skeptics who think this is a trap. The current stock price is basically a tug of war between these two groups. So, what can we learn from the roller coaster ride of our friend Lumen? How do we apply this information to ourselves? First, be very careful with the fear of missing out, or FOMO. When you see something skyrocket in value, your instinct is to jump in because you want to be part of the winning team. But the Lumen story teaches us that when the crowd is cheering the loudest, that is often when the risk is the highest. Do not buy a ticket just because the line is long. Second, look at the whole picture, not just the highlight reel. Lumen has great AI contracts, sure, but they also have massive debt. In your own life, when you are evaluating a new job or an investment, do not just look at the high salary or the potential returns. Look at the baggage that comes with it. Maybe the commute is 3 hours, or the stress is unbearable. Sometimes a shiny opportunity has a rusty engine underneath. Third, patience is a superpower. The experts say Lumen needs time to prove himself. We are the same. Building wealth or building a career is not a sprint, it's a marathon. If you believe in a company or a goal, you have to be prepared for the bumpy road, not just the fun parts. Real turnarounds take years, not weeks. The story of Lumen is far from over, and we'll have to wait and see if he can truly reinvent himself, or if the weight of his past is too heavy to carry. Thank you so much for listening to our story today. If you found this narrative style helpful in understanding the stock market without getting a headache, please share this with a friend who might need a little financial clarity. I would love to hear from you, so please leave a comment letting me know which company or financial character you want me to talk about next. Until next time, have a wonderful day and make smart decisions.